Hello, everybody. The 2025 Bournemouth Writing Festival has only just finished, and I can't believe we're talking about 2026 already. But if you were at Bourne Jammy on Saturday night, you would have seen Bradford Jury launch officially the writing competition for next year. And the reason why we are starting it so early is because Bradford has actually rearranged the syllabus of the MA Creative Writing and Publishing course to align with the timings of the festival, which is really exciting. But also, it's the 10th anniversary of the Bournemouth Writing Prize this year, and he's going big. So we wanted to start early to get the momentum going. And we have two incredible judges, and I'm very pleased to say that one of them has joined us tonight. So first of all, we're going to say a quick hello to Abu Ibrahim, also known as IB. Hello.
Hello, Brad. Hello, Dominic. Super excited to be here and super excited about the prize and what Bournemouth Writing Festival is doing as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So before we speak to IB in more detail, we're going to shoot over first to Bradford because he is driving the Bournemouth Writing Prize. So Bradford, first of all, 10th anniversary. Tell us about it.
Well, it's very exciting. I mean, we did our first partnership with the Bournemouth Writing Festival for the 9th iteration of the prize, and it really took things to a whole other level. And we had more engagement by far than we've ever had before, and that's allowed us to really go big for this 10th anniversary. So we're good things come in threes. So we're tripling everything. We're tripling the prize money. We're tripling the amount of awards that we're giving out. We're tripling the opportunities to get published. So, for instance, if you win, you not only get published in the anthology, but you also get published in Dorset Magazine, in the slick pages of Dorset Magazine, which would be very nice. But there's also the anthology. And then if you don't happen to be a shortlisted or one of the winners, you still have an opportunity to potentially get published in this new journal that we've launched, the Bournemouth Journal, which is an international literary review. And all of this, the engine that drives a lot of this is this MA that Dominic mentioned, the MA in Creative Writing and Publishing at Bournemouth University. And our students are the ones, our staff and students work shoulder to shoulder to put this together every year, put an anthology. But now we have this component of partnering with the Writing Festival. And so Dominic brings all his marketing expertise to bear on it. And then when we reach the finish of it, we have this amazing victory lap where we get together during the festival. And so that was the Bourne Jammy event that you were just talking about. And what's really exciting, it's this other element. So if you've ever gone to a poetry reading or something like that, this takes it to this new place because there's a band on stage playing live music. And so we had our winners for the poetry winner and for the short story winner come on stage, Hannah Bunting and Paul Neal, and they stood there and they had never played with this band before. So we were watching in the audience and saying, how's this going to go? They turn to the band, they say, okay, they give them a little sense of how the piece is going to play out. And then the band improvises a soundtrack along with their piece, and it's brilliant. It's really a lot of fun.
So Bradford, just take a little step back and explain the relationship with Bournemouth University and the Bournemouth Writing Prize. So you actually are the program leader for the MA course. So tell us a little bit about the university, but also how you engage the students into the prize.
Well, what we do, one of the things that's unique about our degree is we've got this publishing component. So it's for creative writers, and we have all of that things about the craft of creative writing. In fact, I teach a unit called Writing Fiction, and we talk about all of things like dramatic conflict, subtext, dramatic irony, things like that. But we also have this other element that's more industry focused, which is, some of our students come along and they want to actually be editors or agents or publishers. And so we create opportunities where they can create, the anthology for the Bournemouth Writing Prize. They also do this Bournemouth Journal, which we're just launching. And there's something new that we're doing, which also dovetails with the festival a bit, which is we call them outreach anthologies. So every year, this is one of your ideas, Dominic, was this idea of let's have a charity, let's support people in the community. So this last iteration, it was the Outsiders Project. And along with that, our students have created an anthology of the work of the Outsiders. And it's interesting. I just had a conversation with a student the other day, and it's exactly what you want to hear, which is when the people from the Outsiders Project came in and spoke to the classroom and the students, and these are people who've been sort of marginalized in different ways. Some of them have been to prison, some of them are in recovery, and they're very honest about their where they've been, and that's reflected in their writing. So the student was so moved by that, she said that she just felt like she wanted to be more honest in her own work, and it really had this impact on her, and also just felt like a sort of a duty of care, or like a really wanting to treat the work of these people with real respect and to honor what they've done. So that's become this other really interesting component that's evolved naturally out of this partnership.
And in year one, we supported Vita Nova, who is a Boston-based charity that works with refugees, kind of tell their stories. And then, as you said, this year is the Outsiders Project, which is, again, a Boston-based charity that works with people who used to be in prison or had addiction issues or learning difficulties. And then this year, we are proud to partner with the Storyworks, who are a Dorset-based charity who provide workshops for children, so we can hear their imaginative stories. So this year we have two judges. Madeleine Milburn from the Madeleine Milburn Literary Agency will be judging the short stories, and IB will be our judge for the poetry entries. And if I was to list all of IB's achievements and awards and all the amazing things he does, we'll be here all night. So I'm going to come over to you, IB, now. So first of all, what got you into poetry?
I think I've always loved words, and part of that would be from my upbringing, right? I've had parents who get in trouble for not bringing dailies, the national dailies, back home from work. So I've always been immersed in writing, and they know my gift would either be a book, maybe Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe, or something really interesting, a story. And like I always say, being African is to be winged by stories, folklores, and all of those kind of things. Yeah. There's so much to unpack from the stories our parents tell us. And from there, you just pick interest. I just picked the interest in writing stories and writing poetry, and voila, here I am.
And here you are, and you're originally from Nigeria, but I didn't realize this until we actually you agreed to be a judge, but you actually live in Bournemouth. Of all the places in the world, you live in Bournemouth, and I couldn't believe it, the coincidence of it. So, so what kind of poetry do you write, if you used to describe it?
I used to say I write socially conscious poems, but these days I just realized that I just engage with the human experience. So whatever that is, however it comes, it could be political, it could be very, I don't want to say watered down, right? But the human experience and all that involves generally, I think, because most of my poetry comes from that as well, from my lived experience or someone's shared experience and all of that. Yeah.
And one of the things that you successfully did was lobby for spoken word to be at the Grammys. So tell us about that, and how did that come about?
So that was like one of the most beautiful journey I've ever been on, because I was in Nigeria, and for someone who just does poetry for the love of it, I got contacted by someone that sat or still sits on the board of the Recording Academy, GIV. GIV. So he told me they were trying to make a push for the Grammys at the Grammys to make spoken word poetry its own category. Before now, spoken word shared the same category with monologues, speeches, and all of those things. And so JIB had already started the work to make spoken word poetry a distinct category of its own. And so to make that happen, we had to reach out to other poets to say, put in your work. Let the recording academy see that we have the numbers to make the category vibrant year in, year out. And as my part of that was to reach out to other poets in my community and basically just campaign and tell them about the campaign. And also I had to also release my own album in the process, and which was also considered for the category. And at the end of the year, we got what we wanted, and glad to see spoken word poetry has featured ever since then as a distinct category of its own.
Many congratulations on that. That's fantastic. So I'm sure there's a lot of poets watching this now, hoping to get some insider tips on if they were to enter this competition with Bournemouth University and the Bournemouth Writing Prize, and you're going to be judging them. What are you looking for? Have you got any secrets or tips that you might be able to say to these poets that this is the kind of things that will really pique my interest for you to be in the anthology and to win?
Oh, okay. I think I already give a clue when I say I enjoy poetry, the human experience, and all of that. So I like poetry that excites, that I can relate to, and other people can. I like stories. So if you can tell the story perfectly or in your own way, right? I love language as well. So if you could manipulate language and words very well, that could be a thing. But at the end of the day, most importantly, beyond technique and the versatility of it all, I love message, because at the end of the day, what poetry itself, it's a message, and strong messages really appeal to me. Like I said, it could be something really in quote serious, and it could be something really not so serious. But at the end of the day, those are the things I'm looking at for poetry: that move, that excites, that pushes boundaries, inventiveness, all of those things. How you use your language and how you use your words as well. So yeah,
that sounds like a huge challenge, but I wish you good luck. And just let everybody know watching that when you submit your poems or your short stories, it's completely anonymized. So we do not know, as judges or people shortlisting, we do not know the names or where you're from. And we had entries from all across the world last time. So it's really exciting to receive entries, but just so people know that when it comes to the shortlisting as judges, we cannot see the names, we only see the body of work. So Bradford, just going to bring you back. So you've kind of been through the process with the Bournemouth Writing Festival last year. We're doing it again. What are you most looking forward to?
Well, the 10th anniversary is going to be an opportunity to give a salute to Emma Scattergood, who started the degree that I lead, the MA Creative Writing and Publishing, and in tandem with that, she created the Bournemouth Writing Prize. So she had this vision of this symbiotic thing between this prize and this degree, and it's grown and flourished and been very successful. And Emma has retired and moved on to other things, but we're going to bring her back. She's a painter. She's going to do the cover for the piece. We're going to have a tribute to her inside and interview her about the genesis of the prize, and she'll come along to the event with Bourne Jammy. So that's one of the things I think will be really wonderful to be a part of.
Excellent. So thank you to both of you. So I'm just going to go over what's happening with the prize. So it's poetry up to 30 lines. It's short stories up to 3,000 words, and it's £10 per entry. So it's £10 for a short story and £10 for up to 3 poems. So you can submit 3 poems at once. Now, up until the 31st of May, there's an automatic 20% early bird discount. And then the deadline for entries is the 15th of August 2025. And then that gives us lots of time to review all the entries, to announce the winners, and then get the anthology ready for the Writing Festival, which is happening at the end of April 2026. So just to reiterate some of the fantastic, amazing prizes, there's £3,000 worth of cash prizes available. You'll be published in, the overall winners will be published in Dorset Magazine, as well as the anthology, which you will get free copies of. And then you'll also be considered for the Bournemouth Journal. And yes, you will also get free tickets for the festival, the overall winners, and you'll get accommodation. And if you're available, you will perform with the Bourne Jammy band at the 2026 Writing Festival. So lots of kudos, lots of exciting things to get your face and name out there. It's super, super exciting. And don't forget that we are supporting the charity, The Storywork. So when you submit your entry, you can choose to donate some money towards this important charity to help the next generation of poets and short story writers to have a chance to hear their stories and words heard. So thank you to IB, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And thank you so much, Bradford.
Thank you.
And to everybody else, head over to the Bournemouth Writing Festival website or to the bournemouthjournal.com website to get all of the details of the writing competition and to enter. And I'm crossing my fingers and wishing you all the best of luck, and hope to see you at the 2026 Bournemouth Writing Festival next year. All the best. Take care. Bye-bye.